Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box, the technical trader at detectrader.com, and it's Tuesday, the 24th of September, perhaps turnaround Tuesday. The market rallied in the morning, came down hard, and at the end of the day, we're going to have to see if there's a follow-through or not. But I'm kind of feeling that if the market doesn't consolidate or hold in this area and starts to break, we could get a much deeper retrace, particularly this time of year. So let's play it careful, cautious, tight stops, okay? Here's the longs that I'm going to look at. We're all going to look at a few shorts. ARWR, one of our swing trades, we broke out here, and then consolidated for a week and a half, and broke out again today. It did get up to 555, but closed at 523, up 43 cents. Still 9%, and 1.2 million traded. That's the biggest volume all year. Looking good for a run up to my target, up around 6.75, 7. Up next is AUDC, also a former swing trade of ours that worked out well, but recently it came down in a nice falling wedge, and today it popped. I wanted to show you that. 50 cents, 8%, 578,000, the biggest volume in about 4 or 5 weeks. So maybe we're going to break out and run up to our 7.75, 8 target. Beat, another good day on this one. You can see after the big run up for about 7 or 8 days in a row, it finally hit the top of the channel, pulled down and tested the bottom. What a reversal today, up $1.29 or 14% on 2.4 million shares. So being that it broke out and with the biggest volume since back here in August, it looks to me like we may achieve a run up to the top of the channel. Next target 11.5. Then we'll see what happens beyond that. My intermediate target could be as high as 16. CLDX has been a monster for us. As you can see, we gave you a buy in the breakout. It then consolidated for a week and a half and then ran up for 9 days in a row. Now the stock's overbought here, and it's at my target. So word to the wise: if it doesn't punch through and start to run sharply, it could pull back at least towards the mid-channel line. Maybe up down towards the 28.5 here. Be careful on this one. DQ, an explosive move today took place, and it was a hell of a day trade. I wanted to show you the chart as the long-term pattern shows a big basing pattern. And recently it had been moving up in a slow ascent and then accelerated over the last 3 or 4 weeks with an explosive move today, taking it from 1911 to 34.95, closing at 31.79, up 12.06, or 61% on just 1.6 million. Pretty thin. This is a Chinese semiconductor stock, from what I understand, and it had an explosive breakout today, so it needs to be watched carefully. Speaking of strong Chinese stocks, Fab Universal with an explosive move, a one-day pullback, and then another 2 days up. Today, 5.3 million shares. That's the biggest volume ever in the stock. Matter of fact, this whole cluster of volume is the biggest volume ever traded. It's up in a resistance zone. You can see my red lines there. And we're at a long-term point where we're testing highs going back 4 years. So, yet it may accelerate further if it gets to the top of the channel. But I'd be careful up here, looking for a pullback retest. GNK, the shippers had a good day today. This one popped 22 cents or 5%, 4.2 million traded. It may be coming out of the wedge. Take a look at it and follow it tomorrow. If the technicals improve and the volume does too, we take out the recent highs at 498, we could see a quick 5.75, 6. GNVC still moving. GenVec, after the big surge and then pullback, had tested support near these highs and the 21-day moving average, exploded off of that with a volume of 4.3 million, up 39 cents or 35% today. Now the next target would be a run up to this resistance up around 220. I suspect that would be my short-term target. Inteliquent. Well, we've had an explosive breakaway gap here, a pullback. Wave 3, 4, and 5 may be underway. Or if this is wave 1 and 2, and this is 3, this could be wave 4 and 5 is just starting. But today, it broke out across the 907 high it reached in mid-July. And you can see, although it didn't close at the high, it was up 8% on 1.4 million. Looking for close to 11 short term, longer term 14. Candy, well, with an explosive move again today, this stock ran $1.30 or 18.5% on 7.75 million shares. That's big buying for that stock. It's right up against the highs from the June spike, so there is danger in here that if it doesn't get going across this level, we could see it pull back down. And I would expect that to happen in the next day or two, even if it follows through tomorrow towards the 9.25 area. Breaking out of a base pattern and acting well, even better than MCP, as this one's already broken out of the base. Declining tops line and a couple lateral resistance levels. Very well could see the stock trade up towards this line up here from the December highs of last year. down around 3 3/4. That would be next, followed by 5. Something's up with Sierra Wireless after exploding 2 days ago and breaking out of the wedge pattern, the coil pattern, I should say. And big volume, it had a reversal day and then came down, but no follow through. As a matter of fact, it followed through to the upside up $1.14 or 8% today on just under 1 million shares. Good volume. Long-term pattern looks good. You can see the wedge running here. This may see the high teens shortly. And lastly, on the long side is Zynga. I still like this long-term chart. Nice big base pattern. Today, it ran up against this line, backed off a little bit after just piercing it by a few cents, and it did close up 8 cents or 2.3%. 37.5 million shares. Watch this one carefully because it may be getting for an explosive move. We put a swing on it today, but I believe we may see this stock up at 4.5 and then 5.5. Quick turn to the short side. Boxer shorts, there's a few I want to show you. CLMT. Now I put out a swing on this on the short side today as it broke with a breakaway gap out of the wedge. So it appears that this one down $1.18 or 4% today, on nearly 3/4 million shares, may come down, test that line, and take it down to the bottom of the channel near 25, secondary target 22. RNF continues to be bearish to me and continues to form bear wedges. Here's another one. If we get a breakdown, it was down 78 cents or 3% today. If it breaks down from here, it could plunge down towards 21 very quickly. And SolarWinds broke as well with a breakaway from this wedge. It broke down underneath support today and should see a turn down towards 30 and maybe even as low as the high 20s on a short-term basis. And that's it, both long and short. Good luck, everybody, tomorrow, and I'll talk to you then.